Hello everyone, this is Ma'am Neri and welcome to our personal development session. For today's topic, we have Personal Development Module 8, Stress and Coping Strategies in Middle and Late Adolescence. Here are the development team of the module and of course our heartfelt recognition and gratitude to all the writers, editors, reviewers, illustrator, and layout artists of this module. Okay, so welcome to this module on the stress and coping strategies in middle and late adolescence. In this lesson, you will learn to understand mental health and psychological well-being to identify ways to cope with stress during adolescence. Stress is the way your body responds to challenges and gets you ready to face them with attention, energy, and strength. When you feel you can cope with these challenges, stress gets you ready for action and gives you the motivation to get things done. One key relevance of this module is for you to learn ways to help you cope with stress and be mentally healthy. All you have to do is to accomplish all the activities in the module and enjoy and learn to be stress-free adolescent. Here are the learning objectives of this module. So at the end of the module, you should be able to, number one, discuss mental health and psychological well-being to identify ways to cope with stress during adolescence. Number two, understand the ways on how to cope with stress during adolescence. And number three, write your own plan on how to fight out stress. Okay, so now let's understand keywords in the lesson. So we have number one, stress. Stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Mental health refers to cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, feel, and behave. And we also have psychological well-being. It consists of positive relationships with others, personal mastery, autonomy, a feeling of purpose and meaning in life, personal growth, and development. Okay, so you will be encountering these words and I hope you are able to understand the meaning of all of these words so that as we go along with the lesson, you are able to grasp what is meant by those words. Are you ready to start the pre-test? Remember to write your answer in your journal. And of course, here's the direction. Read the following statements. Write T if the statement is correct and write F if the statement is correct. So number one, stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. Is it true or false? So you're just going to write T or F. And then number two, stress causes the body to flood with hormones that prepare its systems to evade or confront danger, and it is commonly referred to as fight or flight mechanism. And then number three, some of the physical effect of stress is it slows down some normal bodily functions such as those at the digestive and immune systems. Number four, mental health is determined by a range of socioeconomic, biological, and environmental factors. And then number five, when you are happy and contented, you are not stressed. Learning activity 1. You are about to know your stress level. Take this stress quiz to see your own stress visualized. Then take down your stress plan tailored to help control your level of stress. Go on, do it now and know your stress level. So here are some of the indicators or stressors which will determine your stress level. So we have parental pressure. So kung halimbawa po kayo ay napipressure sa inyong mga parents on whatever the reasons may be, then you put check. Okay? Then we also have stress, teacher pressure. Okay? Not having friends, Are you stressed of not having friends? Friend conflict, o meron kayong di pagkakaunawaan ng inyong kaibigan? Okay, time management because you tend to procrastinate, or perhaps you are not doing your task and it gets bombarded or it gets compiled. Okay, you also have problem in studying. You lack study habit, which makes you feel stressed, upset, or worried. Then, are you stressed with financial problems, conflict with parents, long distance relationship, academic performance, especially if you are aiming in the honor students, in the honor class? Then we also have no time for extracurricular activities. Then absences in classes, drug or alcohol concerns, schoolwork overload, family problems, family illness, especially that we have this pandemic, being sick, sibling conflicts, then peer pressure and conflict with friends. Okay, so mark all items that have made you feel stressed, upset, or worried on a regular basis. So make sure that what you're going to check here are those indicators which makes you feel stressed on a regular basis. So take note of the word regular. Okay, so tandaan po natin na walang tama o maling sagot sa inyong mga responses. Iaalamin lang po natin ang inyong stress level so that you can be able to, make a stress plan. Okay, after which, then once you have already checked all of the items which make you stressed, upset, or worried on a regular basis, then we are going to make a total of it. So ilalagay niyo po dyan kung ilan yung mga indicators. For example, 10 ang stressors nyo dyan, then ilalagay po natin siya dito sa total chronic stresses. Nakuha po ba? Okay. Okay, so here's now the interpretation for the activity earlier. Ayan, so sabi dyan, average student has 10 of these current stresses in their life. Okay, so let's measure your stress level. So if you have gotten 0 to 5, it means that you have low stress level. Kapag po tayo ay may 6 to 10, na total doon sa ating stress indicators, nasa average level po kayo. If you have gotten 11 to 15, then you have high level of stress. And kapag po kayo ay nakakuha ng 16 to 20, doon sa mga stress indicators natin kanina, then you are on the extreme level of stress. So I hope wala naman po tayo na naandito sa 16 to 20 kasi perhaps they will be needing assistance or help from other people. Okay? So however, I just want to clarify, I just want you to know na kahit po tayo ay nasa average level, nasa high, at hindi pa tayo nasa extreme, kung kailangan po natin ng tulong, pwede po tayong mag-ask ng help or assistance sa ating peers or doon po sa ating mga significant others na mas nakakaalam po, okay, in relation sa ating problema. Okay, so kung tayo po ay may stress level na ganito, wag po natin suluhin. Hindi po tayo nag-iisa. Let's ask help from other people. Okay? So, good for those who have low stress level. But of course, we need to be honest with our feelings. Di po ba? Kasi sometimes, we tend to have this denial. So, sabi nga kanina, there's no right or wrong answer. Di ba? You just have to be sure of what you are feeling so that you can be certain of your stress level, because this activity has something to do with our lesson. So it's important that you need to recognize that you need to be conscious and self-aware of your emotions. Okay, so I hope you have learned from our learning activity 1 on determining your stress level. So here now are the guide questions. So for number 1, how did you find the activity? Number 2, Why do you need to know your stress level? And then number 3, what are you going to do to lessen your stress? Or what are the coping strategies you use in order to combat your stressors, to combat stress? Now let us explore further. Let us have another activity. Answer the following question just for you. Write your answer in your journal. So number 1, answer how much stress did you experience for the last 3 months? 2, do you believe that stress is harmful to your health? And then number 3, can changing how you think about stress make you healthier? Why? Now, if you have internet in your home, watch the video of How to Make Stress Your Friend by Kelly McGonigal by just following the video link. If you have difficulty in your internet signal, you may read the transcript of the video below. So I will be reading to you the transcript of the video. My dear students, listen. I'll read to you the transcript of Kelly McGonigal, which is about how to make stress your friend. Okay, so Kelly McGonigal is a health psychologist. Let me start. I have a confession to make, but first I want you to make a little confession to me. In the past year, I want you to just raise your hand if you've experienced relatively little stress. And when? How about a moderate amount of stress? Who has experienced a lot of stress? Yeah, me too. But that is not my confession. My confession is this. I am a health psychologist and my mission is to help people to be happier and healthier. But I fear that something I've been teaching for the last 10 years is doing more harm than good. And it has to do with stress. For years, I've been telling people stress makes you sick. It increases the risk of everything from the common cold to cardiovascular disease. Basically, I've turned stress into the enemy, but I have changed my mind about stress. And today, I want to change yours. Let me start with a study that made me rethink my whole approach to stress. The study tracked 30,000 adults in the United States for 8 years, and they started by asking people, how much stress have you experienced in the last year? They also asked, do you believe that stress is harmful to your health? And they used public death records to find out who died. Okay, some bad news first. People who experienced a lot of stress in the previous year have had 43% increased risk of dying. But that was only true for people who also believe that stress is harmful for your health. People who experienced a lot of stress but did not view stress as harmful were no more likely to die. In fact, they had the lowest risk of dying of anyone in the study, including people who have relatively little stress. Now, the researchers estimated that over the 8 years they were tracking deaths, 182,000 Americans died prematurely, not from stress, but from the belief that stress is bad for you. That is over 20,000 deaths a year. Now, if that estimate is correct, that would make believing stress is bad for you the 15th largest cause of death in the United States last year, killing more people than skin cancer, HIV, AIDS, and homicide. You can see why this study freaked me out. Here, I've been spending so much energy telling people stress is bad for your health. So this study got me wondering, can changing how you think about stress makes you healthier? And here's the science says yes. When you change your mind about stress, you can change your body's response to stress. Now, to explain how this works, I want you all to pretend that you are participants in a study designed to stress you out. It's called the social stress test. You come into the laboratory and you're told you have to give a 5-minute impromptu speech on your personal weaknesses to a panel of expert evaluators sitting right in front of you. And to make sure you feel the pressure, there are bright lights and a camera in your face, kind of like this. And the evaluators have been trained to give you discouraging, non-verbal feedbacks like this. Now that you're sufficiently demoralized, time for part 2, a math test. And unbeknownst to you, the experimenter has been trained to harass you during it. Now we're going to do all of this together. It's going to be fun. Okay, I want you to all count backwards from 996 in increments of 7. You're going to do this out loud as fast as you can, starting with 996. Go! Go faster! Faster, please! You're going to slow, stop, stop, stop. That guy made a mistake. We are going to start all over again. You're not very good at this, are you? Okay. So you get the idea. Now, if you're actually in this study, you'd probably be a little stressed out. Your heart might be pounding. You might be breathing faster, maybe breaking out into a sweat. And normally, we interpret these physical changes as anxiety or signs that we aren't coping very well with the pressure. But what if you viewed them instead as signs that your body was energized, was preparing you to meet this challenge? Now, that is exactly what participants were told in a study conducted at Harvard University. Before they went through the social stress test, they were taught to rethink their stress response as helpful. That pounding heart is preparing you for action. If you're breathing faster, it's no problem. It's getting more oxygen to your brain. And participants who learned to view the stress response as helpful for their performance, well, they were less stressed out, less anxious, more confident. But the most fascinating finding to me was how their physical stress response changed. Now, in a typical stress response, your heart rate goes up and your blood vessels constrict like this. And this is one of the reasons why chronic stress is sometimes associated with cardiovascular disease. It's not really healthy to be in this state at all times. But in the study, when all participants viewed their stress response as helpful, their blood vessels stayed relaxed like this. Their heart was still pounding, but this is much healthier cardiovascular profile. It actually looks like what happens in moments of joy and courage. Over a lifetime of stressful experience, this one biological change could be the difference between a stress-induced heart attack of age 50 and living well into your 90s. And this is really what the new science of stress reveals, that how you think about stress matters. So, my goal as a health psychologist has changed. I no longer want to get rid of your stress. I want to make you better at stress. And we just did a little intervention. If you raised your hand and said you'd had a lot of stress in the last year, we could have saved your life, because hopefully the next time your heart is pounding from stress, you're going to remember this talk and you're going to think about yourself. This is my body helping me to rise to this challenge. And when you view stress in that way, your body believes you and your stress response becomes healthier. Now, I said I have over a decade of demonizing stress to redeem myself from. So we are going to do one more intervention. I want to tell you about one of the most underappreciated aspects of the stress response. And the idea is this: stress makes you social. To understand this side of stress, we need to talk about a hormone, oxytocin, and I know oxytocin has already gotten as much hype as a hormone can get. It even has its own cute nickname, the cuddle hormone, because it's released when you hug someone, but it's a very small part of what oxytocin is involved in. Oxytocin is a neurohormone. It fine-tunes your brain's social instincts. It primes you to do things that strengthen close relationships. Oxytocin makes you crave physical contact with your friends and family. It enhances your empathy. It even makes you more willing to help and support the people you care about. Some people have been suggested we should snort oxytocin to become more compassionate and caring. But here's what most people don't understand about oxytocin. It's a stress hormone. Your pituitary gland pumps this stuff out as part of the stress response. It's as much a part of your stress response as the adrenaline that makes your heart pound. And when oxytocin is released in the stress response, it is motivating you to seek support. Your biological stress response is nudging you to tell someone how you feel instead of bottling it up. Your stress response wants you to make sure you notice when someone else in your life is struggling so that you can support each other. When life is difficult, your stress response wants you to be surrounded by people who care about you. Okay, so how is knowing this side of stress going to make you healthier? Well, oxytocin doesn't only act on your brain. It also acts on your body, and one of the main roles in your body is to protect your cardiovascular system from the effects of stress. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. It also helps your blood vessels stay relaxed during stress. But my favorite effect on the body is actually on the heart. Your heart has receptors from this hormone, and oxytocin helps heart cells regenerate and heal from any stress-inducing damage. This stress hormone strengthens your heart, and the cool thing is that all of these physical benefits of oxytocin are enhanced by social contact and social support. So when you reach out to others under stress, either to seek support or to help someone else, you release more of this hormone. Your stress response becomes healthier, and you actually recover faster from stress. I find this amazing that your stress response has a built-in mechanism for stress resilience, and that mechanism is human connection. I want to finish by telling you about one more study, and listen up, because this study could also save a life. This study tracked about 1,000 adults in the United States, and they ranged in age from 34 to 93. And they started the study by asking, how much stress have you experienced in the last year? They also asked, how much time have you spent helping out friends, neighbors, people in your community? And then they used public records for the next 5 years to find out who died. Okay, so the bad news first. For every major stressful life experience like financial difficulties or family crisis that increase the risk of dying by 30%. But that wasn't true for everyone. People who spent time caring for others showed absolutely no stress-related increase in dying, zero. Caring created resilience, and so we see once again that the harmful effects of stress on your health are not inevitable. How you think and how you act can transform your experience of stress. When you choose to view your stress response as helpful, you create the biology of courage. And when you choose to connect with others under stress, you can create resilience. Now, I wouldn't necessarily ask for more stressful experiences in your life, but this science has given me a whole new appreciation for stress. Stress gives you access to your hearts, the compassionate heart that finds joy and meaning in connecting with others, and yes, your pounding physical heart working so hard to give you strength and energy. And when you choose to view stress in this way, you're not just getting better at stress, you're actually making a pretty profound statement. You're saying that you can trust yourself to handle life's challenges, and you're remembering that you don't have to face them alone. Thank you. Now, did you enjoy watching the video clip or reading the transcript or listening while I read to you the transcript? Now you are ready to answer the questions. Write your answer in your journal. Guide question number 1. What is stress to you? 2. Do you still believe that stress is harmful to your health? Why? And then number 3, what are the things that you understand in the video clip? Again, you're going to write your answer in your journal notebook. Do you ever feel frustrated, angry, in a hurry to submit the projects, nervous because of recitation or presentations? Your heart beats fast, your hands feel cold, and you say, I am stressed. Well, stress is normal and it isn't necessarily bad and it isn't necessarily good. Too much of anything is bad, of course. Who says no? Sometimes stress makes us motivated. It pushes us to do things which we can do when we are not stressed. How can an adolescent like you cope with a stressful situation? So, my dear students, let us have the deepening activity of our lesson in Module 8. Okay, so it's now time to read, understand, and discover coping strategies about stress. What is mental health? According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope up with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Okay, so everyone has some risk of developing a mental health disorder, no matter their age, gender, social status, or nationality. There are some factors that contribute to mental health issues, and this includes social and financial status, biological factors, and lifestyle of a person. Mental health conditions are affected also by how a person copes up with stress, depression, and anxiety. So according to World Health Organization, being able to cope up with the normal stress of life and giving contribution to your community is a form of good mental health. Now, to help you boost your mental health and stay in good shape, you can do the following ways. Number 1, you take the first small step. Do not be in a hurry. Make a plan that you can accomplish without you being pressured to finish it. Number 2, share the love. Show love to your family and friends. Do not hesitate to show or say that you love them. Number 3, take time to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Smiling will not cost you even a cent. Number 4, something bothering you? Let it out. Write it on a paper. Make a poem or a novel or even a play script. It will help you let it out. Number 5, practice forgiveness. Forgive and forget. It will give you peace of mind and a clear heart. Number 6, exercise regularly or take a walk. Exercising at least 30 minutes a day can help alleviate stress, tension, and boost confidence. Go with nature, as it can calm your mind. Number 7, get enough sleep. You should at least sleep 7 to 8 hours a day to make it easier for you to cope with stressful situations. Number 8, have time to relax. Everyone needs free time to do the things that make them happy. Listen to music, dance, or do your hobby. And last but not the least, strengthen your faith with God. Make your relationship with God stronger than ever. Invite God into your life and everything will be just fine. Let's talk about stress. What is stress? Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. We all experience stress, and we all know that it is normal for us to have it. As an adolescent, what stresses you? How do your body respond to stress? So just keep on listening to widen your understanding about stress. You can say that you are experiencing stress if you have these signs. Number 1, low self-esteem. Number 2, low energy, frequent headaches, aches, pain, and tense muscles, chest pain and rapid heartbeat, nervousness, cold or sweaty hands and feet, forgetfulness and inability to focus, and changes in appetite. Here are some of the ways to cope up with stress. Number 1, eat a well-balanced diet. Eat healthy food and go for vegetables and fruits. Next, avoid excessive amounts of caffeine. Limit your coffee, black or red tea, and soft drinks. Exercise every day at least 30 minutes. It is one of the best ways to reduce stress. Go outdoors whenever possible. Say hello to sunshine. Think positive. Always think I can do it. Next, set realistic goals for yourself. Next, learn to manage your time well. Then, make time for yourself. Have a me day once in a while. You need to love yourself. You also need to adopt good sleep habits. Getting sleep 7 to 8 hours brings a lot of change to you. You also need to take a deep breath and count to 10 or even more if you face a difficult situation, especially with peers, before arguing or doing anything. Learn to meditate. There are a lot of self-learning video on how to do it. Laugh out loud, for it is true that laughter is the best medicine. Say a little prayer upon waking up or any time of the day. Make it a habit to ask for guidance and protection, and everything will go well. Then, last but not the least, talk to a friend or somebody you trust. You need to let it out. Now that you have listened about the kind of things that you can do to reduce stress and cope with it, answer the questions. Write your answers in your journal. So number 1, what concept have you learned from this module? And number 2, what have you discovered to yourself in relation to the module? Now that you have listened and understand mental health and psychological well-being and ways to cope with stress during adolescence, you are now ready to do the next task. Write your own susceptibilities and plan on how to stay mentally healthy while coping with stress. Copy and write your response in your journal. Okay, so after doing the application, we shall now proceed to our post-test. This is true or false. Read the statements, write your answer in your notebook or in your journal. So you're going to write T if the statements or statement I mean is correct, and F if the statement is incorrect. Okay, so now again, you're going to write your answer in your journal. So number one, stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. Number two, stress causes the body to flood with hormones that prepare its systems to evade or confront danger, and it is commonly referred to as the fight or flight mechanism. Number three, some of the physical effect of stress is it slows down some normal bodily functions, such as those that the digestive and immune systems. Number four, mental health is determined by a range of socioeconomic, biological, and environmental factors. Then number five, when you are happy and contented, you are not stressed. Number six, everyone has some risk of developing a mental disorder, no matter their age, gender, social status, or nationality. Number seven, in coping with stress, I need to eat a well-balanced diet, eat healthy food, and go for vegetables and fruits. Number eight, there are some factors that contribute to mental health issues. These are social and financial status, biological factors, and lifestyle of a person. Number nine, prayer helps me to cope with any stressful situations. And number 10, I can manage my stress by eating sugary foods to boost my energy level. We now come to your assignment. Now, your assignment will be to write your own inspirational quote and how you fight stress, okay? And you're going to put it in your journal as cover page.